Second down and 9 from their own 35. Just over 9 minutes to go in the quarter, and they need to score on this drive. Looking for the blitz that he knows is coming. And it is. He's through. He caught them napping, and now he's got nothing but open field ahead of him. Touchdown!
All right, good morning, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving, and welcome to Randolph Community Television's production of Blue Devils Varsity Football. This is Larry Azer. I'm joined today by our crew of Matt Fitzgerald on camera, Stu Schoenfeld down on the truck. We got a small cast today, but we're going to do the best that we possibly can, which is top-notch football production. We are playing, we are in Attleboro this morning, playing the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks. The first time these two teams have met on Thanksgiving. This is actually the third time the two teams have played. The teams played in 1990. Bishop Feehan won by a score of 21-14. And the following year in 1991, the Blue Devils were victorious 27-7. So this overall series is tied at 1 apiece. And see the records come in together. Both teams coming in at a record of 4-6. Hello there. I was standing up. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. And as I mentioned, the Blue Devils and the Shamrocks both coming into this game with a record of 4-6. The Blue Devils playing an independent schedule and are on a 3-game winning streak. And they're 4 wins on the season, the most they've had in 6 years. Bishop Feehan also, as I said, coming into the game with a record of 4-6. They lost a couple weeks ago at Somerset, but before they had won 4 in a row after opening the season 0-5. Feehan, of course, if you're familiar at all with high school football in the area, long time one of the top teams in the state. They have they used to be in Division II, and they won the Super Bowl 5 times. Actually, I checked that. They won the Super Bowl 7 times, going back to 1997. They won it in 97. They won 4 in a row, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, and then again in 2007, 2009. Last year they were in Division III when they won that one. So a very strong tradition of football here at Bishop Feehan. We are at McGrath Stadium in Attleboro. They are in the Eastern Athletic Conference, which is traditionally a very strong league overall. And as I said, they're having a little bit of a down year this year. Coming in, they are still second in the league. They're 3-1 in the league, but as I mentioned, they lost to Somerset last week, and Somerset has won the league. They've obviously struggled outside of the league. They're only 1-5 outside the league, so hopefully that potentially is a sign of good things for the Devils, as this is obviously a non-league matchup. So again, before the game started, we had a presentation of seniors from Bishop Feehan, same as we had at Randolph a couple weeks ago, the senior players and senior cheerleaders. And as part of that ceremony, there was a recognition of a senior football player who tragically passed away over the summer in a drowning accident on Cape Cod. He was a 17-year-old man named Larson Corvilli, and they had a presentation to the parents before the game, and a very moving ceremony, certainly a tragic loss here for the Feehan community. So the teams are coming out to the field, getting ready for the coin toss. And I think we have some of the senior players actually to the to the right of our field. If we pan down to the right a little bit, well, there we go. We'll see the, I think these are the senior players that are going to be coming in through the banner there. You see the mascot here is the Shamrocks. And the Feehan players will be coming out. The captains, here they come out. It's a pretty it's a chilly morning out here in Attleboro. Probably temperature in the 30s or so. And crowd is starting to fill in here as the well, you see there all the seniors as well as the captains in front are coming out for the coin toss. The captains for the Blue Devils, number 21 Jordan Smith, number 32 Tommy Nguyen, number 34 Armani Reed, number 69 Dwayne Whitfield, and for the Shamrocks, number 3 Garfield Douglas, number 20 William Firth, number 88 Mike McDonald. The head coach of the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks is Kurt Smith. And he returned here. He coached here previously in 2004 for one season and led the team to the 2004 Super Bowl championship, and then left to go to Somerset and is now back here at Feehan. The head coach for the Randolph Blue Devils is Joe Cotton. Cotton is in his third year as the Blue Devils coach. Overall record of 7-24 for Randolph. So again, we're waiting for the teams to get the coin toss going. While we're waiting for that, we'll mention some other sports news, as this is the final game of the fall sports season. Everyone else has wrapped up. As we mentioned previously, the boys soccer team had the best record in school history. They were 13-3-2, made the state tournament, and lost their first round game against Duxbury 2-1 a couple weeks ago, and they finished in the Boston Globe ranked number 20th. First time they had ever been ranked as such. Randolph High had its first girls volleyball varsity team this year, and will have its first boys volleyball team in the spring. Bishop Feehan won the coin toss. They have deferred to the second half, and Randolph will receive to start the game. And the teams coming out to midfield after the coin toss. We're going to get set for the national anthem. So right now we're going to bring down, I guess, the band in front of us. We'll play the national anthem. We'll see if we can pick up the audio on that. First, they're going to start with a prayer. right, there's the national anthem as performed by the Bishop Feehan Marching Band. And we are set to get underway here. Again, if you're just joining us, this is Larry Aza for RCTV. We are at McGrath Stadium in Attleboro, Massachusetts. And Shamrocks in the green and gold jerseys will be kicking off from right to left on your screen. The Blue Devils in their all blue will be set to receive. And the kick is a low line drive and picked up inside the 20 at the 15 by Armani Reed, number 34. So a ball returned to the 31-yard line. Blue Devils will start 1st and 10 at their own 31, going left to right on your screen. So again, thank you for joining us today here on Thanksgiving. Hope you are having a terrific day and enjoying your turkey and stuffing and other assorted delights. So again, Blue Devils 1st and 10. 14, Brandon White is the quarterback. And he takes a snap and drops back to pass and throws on the near sideline. Incomplete, intended for Reed. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils. Again, both teams coming into this matchup with identical 4-6 records. Blue Devils playing an independent schedule this year, normally out of the Patriot League. And the Feehan Shamrocks in the Eastern Athletic Conference. So 2nd and 10 for Randolph. And White hands off. And that's number 44, Brinston Facey on the carry. And Facey picks up 3. So 3rd and 7 on the play. Just underway here in the first quarter, 10:15 on the clock. Blue Devils on their first possession. Number 10, Jonathan Vaval, split near side right. White under center, drops back to pass, looking for, and he's wrapped up, and the sacked by number 42, John DeChristopher. Brought back to the 23. That's going to bring up 4th and 18, so a loss of 11 on that sack. And coming into punt is number 16, Rayon Hall. Douglas and McHale back at the Feehan 40-yard line to receive. Hall takes a snap and gets off a good kick. And it's fielded and bobbled and picked up and brought back to about the 47. That was number 7, O'Brien McHale. Brings it back to the Feehan 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks as they take over for their first drive. So Feehan again, Bishop Feehan in the green jerseys, gold helmets, gold pants, white numbers. Going from right to left on your screen at their home field. And the quarterback is number 10, Andrew Murphy. And takes a snap and hands off up the middle to number 7, McHale. He's out across midfield. Down to the Randolph 48-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Shamrocks. So the quarterback is number 10, junior Andrew Murphy. That last carry by number 7, senior running back O'Brien McHale. Murphy again to McHale, and up the middle, close to a first down. Down to about the 43. And he's going to be about a yard short. This will be 3rd and a yard to go. 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Still no score. Murphy on the quarterback sneak. Picks up a couple. That should be good for a first down. As I mentioned, Feehan comes in with a record of 4-6. They only have 7 returning lettermen from last year. So obviously a young team. They were 10-2 last year. So it's certainly a down season for them this year. Man in motion from right to left, and the handoff again to McHale. He's got a lot of running room. He's down inside the 30. Down to about the 23. It's going to be a gain of about 17 or 18. And another first down for the Shamrocks. So first and 10 at the Randolph 23-yard line. Murphy takes a snap and drops back to pass. Now looking for somebody in the left end zone. It's into coverage, and it's going to be overthrown. Incomplete out of the back of the end zone. Intended for number 88, Mike McDonald. McDonald, one of the senior captains of this team. Coverage on the play by number 21, Jordan Smith. As you see the replay there, and overthrown by a couple of yards. So 2nd and 10 for the Shamrocks. We have Douglas split near side left. Murphy gives the handoff to McHale up the middle. He's going in for a touchdown. And Feehan is on the board with a 23-yard touchdown run. So with 6:47 remaining in the first quarter, Shamrocks on the board. As you're taking a look at this play, he just goes right through the defense. And into the end zone. And number 25, Matthew Allen, is going to attempt the extra point kick for the Shamrocks. Left-footed kicker. And kick is up, and it's good. So with 6:47 remaining in the first quarter, you see your score there on your screen. Bishop Feehan 7, Randolph 0. Feehan scoring on their first offensive possession of the game, taking the early lead. And Feehan is a pretty good scoring team. They're averaging almost 24 points a game on the season. And in particular, the last 5 games, they've really been putting up the points. 47, 34, 27, and 23, all wins. And last week they scored 28 points but lost to Somerset, who was the Super Bowl team from that division. So they can put up some points. However, they are giving up 25 points a game, although most of those were in the first part of the game in a non-conference part of the schedule when they started off 0-5. The defense has really picked up the pace the last several weeks. So number 48, KJ Yellick, takes the kickoff back to the 26-yard line. Blue Devils will start on their second drive of the game. make a little adjustment here. They looking right into the sun. The sun's trying to peek through these clouds here at McGrath Stadium here in Attleboro. Blue Devils 1st and 10 at their own 23. And that is going to be a loss of a yard actually by Reed. And it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Blue Devils. So 2nd and 11 now. White under center. The sophomore Reed in motion from left to right. And it is handed off to Facey. Facey gets a couple out to the 26. This is going to be 3rd and 9 for the Blue Devils. Facey, the leading scorer for this Blue Devil team this year, 7 touchdowns. And a 2-point conversion as well, 44 points scored. Paris Nathan has 5 touchdowns and 2 conversions for 34 points. And Reed, 3 touchdowns for 18 points. Blue Devils call a timeout on the field with 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. His score there, as you see, Bishop Feehan 7, Randolph 0. Again, this is Larry Azer here for RCTV. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Joined here by Matt Fitzgerald and Stu Schoenfeld. So thank you for joining us today. 3rd and 9 for the Devils. White under center and drops back to pass and throws short screen side to Nathan. So the pass is complete, and he lost a yard on the play, so it'll be 4th and 10. Blue Devils forced to punt again. So Rayon Hall, number 16, on the left of your screen there, is into punt. And we have a Blue Devils timeout. So timeout on the field here. We're going to get reset. Douglas and McHale back at about their 40-yard line to receive the punt. There's a snap to Hall. Gets off a high end-over-end kick short and takes a Randolph bounce, though, and that is number 22, Xavier Estrella, downing it at the Feehan 40-yard line. So the Shamrocks take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Their second possession of the game. They're up 7-0 already. 4:41 left in the quarter on the change of possession. Again, the quarterback is number 10, Andrew Murphy, and he pitches outside to McHale. And he's wrapped up by number 48, KJ Yellick. After a gain of about 3 on the play, it'll be 2nd and 7. Taking a look at that play. And we see him being brought down. Good open field tackle by Yellick. And again, it's McHale up the middle now going right side. He's got a 1st down and more, lowers his shoulder, and he's out across midfield. Gets to the Randolph 47. So it's good for a Shamrock first down. And Shamrock's into Randolph territory at the 47-yard line. It's now Firth in motion, and we have a penalty against the Shamrocks. That's probably going to be a illegal motion penalty against Bishop Feehan, and it is. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It'll bring back to 1st and 15. So as you mentioned earlier, this is the official conclusion of the fall sports season, and in that light, the fall sports banquet will be held on Wednesday, December 8th at the Randolph Community Middle School at 6 p.m. All sports teams, parents, and friends are invited. Tickets are $10 at the door for those of the age of 12. All athletes are free of charge. McHale again up the middle, bursts through near the 40. Jordan Smith on the tackle. It's going to be about 2nd and 4, so it's a gain of 11. So again, that's the Fall Sports Banquet, Wednesday, December 8th, 6 o'clock p.m. at Randolph Community Middle School. Tickets are $10 at the door. And another timeout by the Blue Devils. So it's a 2nd and 4 situation here for Feehan. Again, they lead 7-0. More RHS news. The athletic department is offering a free college recruitment seminar the first week of December. The time and location will be announced at a later date. The seminar will be given from athletes at Stonehill College, and their presentation will include what colleges look for in a student athlete, ways to contact college coaches, what the college recruitment process is like, what to expect, and what to look for. The athletic department encourages all students in grades 7 through 12 and their families to attend. And stay tuned for a phone message to be going out soon with more detailed information. So that should certainly be on your radar if you're a student athlete looking to pursue higher education. Looks like a good opportunity there. So 2nd and 4 now. Firth in motion. Murphy back to pass. He's got a man on the near sideline. It's Firth. Breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles. He's down at the 12-yard line. It's going to end up being a gain of 30 yards for Firth. And a big Shamrock first down. Brought all the way down to the 12-yard line. Let's take another look at this play, and you'll see just a real short pass on the near sideline. It's caught at the 37. And somehow he broke the tackle there. Breaks another one and gets down to the 12. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 now. 1:45 on the clock. Man in motion again to the left near side, and Murphy keeper, and he's taken down at about the 8. Referee timeout on the field due to an injured player. I believe that is Murphy, the quarterback. That's his right ankle. Well, I've got the injury timeout. Again, more sports news. As I mentioned, this is the official end of the fall sports season, which means that winter sports start on Monday, November 29th. And tryouts starting on Monday. The boys and girls swimming at 3 o'clock at the high school pool. Wrestling at 3 o'clock in the high school cafeteria. cheerleaders 3 o'clock in the mezzanine, which I assume is at the new gym across from the pool. Boys and girls indoor track will be 3 o'clock, either outside or on the second floor. Girls basketball at 3:45 on the poolside gym. 9th grade basketball, boys basketball, 4 o'clock at the old gym, and 10th to 12th grade basketball, 5:30 at the old gym. An important reminder, no athlete will be allowed to participate without having turned in a athletic form signed by both a parent or guardian and the school nurse. So if you are a student athlete hoping to participate in winter sports, you need to get your forms signed first. So back to action here. It is 3rd and 4. Ball on the 6-yard line. And Nicholas Romero is now in at quarterback, number 11. Little bobble on the snap, and he keeps it himself. And he keeps it and goes in for a touchdown. Well, that was a little bit of a messy play, as we'll see right here. He bobbled a little bit and then just got through on the side. Was able to get it into the end zone with 1:06 remaining in the first quarter. Romero, a sophomore, filling in for Murphy, who was injured on the prior play, takes it in for a touchdown. And we have another Feehan player down. Not sure who that is there. So again, Feehan now up 13-0 on the Blue Devils. Looks like the athletic trainer is working on perhaps the neck of that player. Can't tell who it is, though. Well, so as we mentioned earlier, this is the first Thanksgiving Day matchup between the Blue Devils and the Shamrocks. However, the teams did meet in 1990 and 91, with Bishop Feehan winning the first of those and the Blue Devils winning the second. So matchup coming in at 1-1 to today. Both teams coming to the contest this morning with both records of 4-6. Blue Devils on a 3-game winning streak, and Bishop Feehan, they lost last week to Super Bowl team, to playoff team Somerset, but however before that had won 4 in a row as well. So both teams coming into this game with on a pretty good streak. So again, we have a injured player down here. And so again, not quite sure who that is, but it does appear to be a little bit of a serious injury. So let's see what we can tell you about Bishop Feehan football here. I'm looking at their program book. They have won the Super Bowl 7 times. 1997, 2001, 2, 3, and 4, 2007, and 2009. They league champions 18 times. And they have been fielding a team since 1963, originally in the old Bristol County League. And that injured player is up. And now we can see that as number 76, Edward Giles, junior lineman, walking off under his own power, but grabbing his neck there. And certainly hope he's all right. So now the extra points attempt is going to be by 25, Matthew Allen again. Kick is up and is good. Allen's kick again. And as you see there, score now Bishop Feehan 14, Randolph 0, with just over a minute left in the first quarter. So again, welcome to Blue Devils football on RCTV. Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate you joining us today. So going back a little bit of the history of Feehan football here, as they've got a nice program that they provide out here. They started out with a pretty good record in the first 4 seasons, and then took over by Paul O'Boy for 23 seasons. He won 114 games. And he's actually now the athletic director here. And the kickoff is fielded by Yellock down at about the 21, 22-yard line. So Blue Devils will start 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Exactly 1 minute left on the clock here. So Blue Devils have Estrella far side, near side right. White passes to Estrella in the backfield, and it's thrown for a loss. That's going to be a loss of 5. So White has completed 2 out of 3 passes, but for -6 yards. 30 seconds left in the first quarter here. Seconds. This should be the final play of the quarter. So again, Estrella near side right, White under center, and hands off left side. Looks like Facey. That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Facey picks up 2. It'll be 3rd and 13 when we switch up sides and come back for the second quarter. So 1 quarter down, 3 to go here at McGrath Field in Attleboro. Bishop Feehan leading 14, Blue Devils 0. So teams are going to switch up sides here as we get ready to start playing the second quarter here on Thanksgiving. Again, Blue Devils are going to finish up a very successful season with another win. They're coming off a 3-game winning streak. 2 weeks ago, they had a very exciting win in Seekonk, or in Swansea rather, against Case High School. They won in overtime 28-22. Week prior to that, another very exciting win against Cape Cod Tech by 7-6. And 3 games ago, a convincing win on the road at Trinity Catholic by a score of 34-6. So 3 in a row for the Devils, and they have their most wins in 6 years. So White now back to pass, looking for a man. He's going it deep on the right side, and it's overthrown. Intended for Estrella. It's going to bring up 4th and 14 for the Blue Devils. So Blue Devils again being forced to punt. So I've got number 20, Jordan Reed, is punting. So not sure what happened to Rayon Hall. And the kick is blocked. And it's going to be down at the 1-yard line. Number 19, Dan Kroll, recovers it at the 1-yard line for Feehan. So a very unfortunate turn of events here for the Blue Devils. And so again, wondering what happened to Rayon Hall. So you're taking a look at this, you see Reed. Not a bad snap, but and you see there Reed took an extra step or two on the punt. He did not get the kickoff fast enough. Feehan calls a 20-second timeout. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. 10:46 remaining in the first half. Bishop Feehan up 14-0 and in great position to add to that. So again, they blocked the punt and recovered on the 1-yard line. So again, the quarterback is number 11, Nicholas Romero, and ball is fumbled. And no indication as who's got it. And they're actually calling it a touchdown. Well, it was a fumble. Number 54, LaBelle, taking a look at this. See, the ball is fumbled. And I don't know who actually scored. They're calling it for number 54, LaBelle. So we'll give it to him. Meanwhile, Allen gets the extra point kick again. And with only 19 seconds gone in the second quarter, Feehan is out to a pretty sizable 21-0 lead. As you see head coach Joe Cotton talking to the official, getting some sort of an explanation on what happened there. So here now, Feehan kicking off. It's a low line drive kick. And picked up by Randolph. It's by Yellick. Yelich gets it out to about the 30-yard line. So Blue Devils now in a 21-0 hole. So Blue Devils will start 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line, going right to left on your screen. Number 14, Brandon White, in under center. Reed goes in motion from left to right. Pitched outside to Facey. And Facey gets about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Blue Devils. Just about 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. Blue Devils down 21-0. Reed split near side left. Now going in motion to the right. White takes a snap, hands off to Facey. No gain on the play for Facey. It'll be 3rd and 7. Facey on the day, 5 carries for 10 yards. Randolph not able to muster much offense at all here against a pretty strong Feehan defense. Again, as I said, they're giving up 25 points a game, but in their winning streak, they've performed much better than that. So 3rd and 7 for the Devils. Reed in motion left to right. White drops back to pass. Got a couple of receivers across the middle. Complete. Paris Nathan out to the 50. That's a gain of 16 and a Randolph first down. That is their first down of the game. 16-yard completion to Paris Nathan, and the ball is right on the 50-yard line. Nathan was wide open across the middle, takes a hit at the 47, and breaks a tackle and able to pick up another 3 on the play. So 1st and 10 for the Devils at the 50. Reed in motion again left to right. White back to pass, and you got Facey in the backfield. Facey loses 2 on the play, so that's the 3rd time we've seen that play today, the screen pass in the backfield, and it's gone for a loss. An interesting choice of play calls, I guess. It's going to be 2nd and 12 now. 7:55 remaining in the first half. Blue Devils down 21-0 to the Shamrocks of Bishop Feehan. Now I have Reed setting up on the left side. And Nathan again. Now it's Facey left side. First down at the 40, 35, and down to the Feehan 34. Flag on the play. My guess is a face mask here. Yep, face masking against Bishop Feehan. You see here, watch this. Right there, I guess he wrapped it around. So that's an 18-yard gain by Facey. Gives him 28 on the day. And the penalty brings it all the way down to the 19. So Randolph with their most sustained drive of the game so far, and another first down, plus the penalty. So we've got White, the quarterback, Facey in the backfield, Nathan right slot, Reed in motion left to right. White drops back to pass. Going across the middle. Oh! Incomplete. Intended for Estrella over the middle. Taking a look at this play, watch Estrella come in from the top of your screen and head towards the middle. And a nice coverage and breakup on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 19. So the clock stops on the incomplete pass. 7 minutes to go in the half. We got Estrella far side right. Nathan in the slot. Reed left side, now in motion to the right, facing the backfield. White drops back to pass again. Going in the corner, and oh! Through the hands again, incomplete for Estrella. Watch another look at this play here. White drops back to pass. You see Estrella curling towards the right corner. Had to turn around and go over the other shoulder though. And it was defensed by the Feehan players. So now 3rd and 10. Ball still on the Shamrock 19-yard line. Again, Reed left, Nathan and Estrella right, facing the backfield. Reed now in motion to the right. White again back to pass. He has a man across the middle, wide open is Nathan, and he's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Devils! Nathan did fumble the ball, but he was already across the plane. So it's a 19-yard touchdown run, touchdown pass by Paris Nathan from White. And the Blue Devils on the board, 6:46 remaining in the first half. And the kicker now, number 20, Jordan Reed. So must be some sort of injury to Hall. And it's a low kick, but it's up, and it is good. So the Blue Devils get on the board here. As you see, 21-7 now. 6:46 remaining in the first half. And wonder if we can take another look at that touchdown pass from White to Nathan. Nathan was wide open over the middle. And he had several big plays on that drive. Here we'll take a look at this. You see Reed in motion. Nathan just wide open. Picks it up at the 10. Sidesteps one tackler right there and goes right into the end zone. And you see the ball out, but he had already crossed the plane. So touchdown there for the Blue Devils. Jordan Reed with a short kick. There is a flag down at the kickoff line of scrimmage, though. Probably going to be an offsides on the Devils. Let's see if we can get a replay of that kickoff, because there was a flag down there. That's usually going to be an offsides. Yep, kicking team was offside. You see there right at the top of your screen. And you see there, Reed, a little bit of, I guess, crow hop there on the kickoff, and didn't have the timing with his the other players there. So 5-yard penalty. Feehan will take over 1st and 10 at their own 40. Going left to right on your screen in the green and gold. Murphy back in at quarterback, and McHale spins twice and breaks to the 50, 45, 40 on the far side, 35. And out at the 32-yard line, gain of 28. So Andrew Murphy back in at quarterback. And O'Brien McHale picks up 28 on the first down play. 6:29 remaining in the first half. Shamrocks first and 10 at the Randolph 32. So Murphy again under center. And up the middle down to the 25. Number 36, James Corbacero on the carry, be 2nd and 2, gain of 8. .5:45 remaining on the clock. Joe Sheehan near side right. Murphy hands off to McHale, sidesteps and wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Tackle by number 24, John Cisse. Loss of a yard or two. It's going to be third and 3. Ball down the 25-yard line of the Blue Devils. So we got Douglas. Oh, now we have a Bishop Feehan calls a 20-second timeout. So with 5 minutes remaining in the first half, second quarter, the score there is the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks 21, the Blue Devils 7. Again, want to mention the Fall Sports Banquet will be held on Wednesday, December 8th at the Randolph Community Middle School, 6 o'clock p.m. Tickets $10 at the door. Athletes free of charge. Hope you can join us at that event. Wrapping up the fall season. Murphy pitches outside to McHale. Out across the 20, 15, inside, gets to about the 12. It's going to be gain of about 13 and a Feehan first down at the 12. And then we see turning outside, good block there. And tackled by number 25, Xavier Collin. So 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks at the Randolph 13-yard line. Garfield Douglas near side right. Murphy hands off to Corbacero. He gets down about the 10. Wrapped up by Yellick and number 90, Jason Johnson Dillon. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. 4:05 remaining in the second quarter here. Murphy now pitches outside to McHale. Gets back inside, and he's going to go right into the end zone. 10-yard touchdown run. Second touchdown run of the day for McHale with 3:41 remaining. He goes outside and then cuts it right back in, splits the defenders, and goes right into the end zone. Allen will attempt the extra kick, his 4th attempt of the day. He's 3 for 3 so far. That kick is up, and it is good. So Feehan responds to the Blue Devil touchdown with one of their own, and they push the lead back to 21 points. And the score is now Feehan 28, Randolph 7. So Feehan has matched their point total from the last game. They scored 28 points the last game, but they also gave up 49 to Somerset in a loss. And prior to that had won 4 in a row. So Blue Devils down 28-7. And it's a low line drive kick bounce at the 25. Yelich got to pick it up at the 20. Back inside to about the 26, 27. So Blue Devils will take over 1st and 10 at their own 26. 3:36 remaining in the first half. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at their own 26, going right to left on your screen now. Facey now takes a snap, goes inside. Facey gets maybe a yard. Be 2nd and 9. Facey on the day, 7 carries, 29 yards. Timeout Blue Devils on the field, 2:54 remaining in the half. Again, Blue Devils down 28-7. So Blue Devils have won 3 in a row here. They started off the season 1-6. They lost their opening game to Sharon in a close one, 22-15. Then they beat Latin Academy on the road 20-6. Then they lost 5 in a row, most of them fairly close. They lost to Watertown by 4 points. They lost 23-8 to Quincy, 20-8 to Southeastern. Then a couple of tough ones, Nauset 49-14 and Seekonk 34-7, but have come back strong in the last portion of the season. 3 straight wins brings them to 4-6. So 2nd and 9 for the Devils, 2:54 remaining in the first half. Reed on the near side left. White in the shotgun. Reed now in motion. And White back to pass. Complete to Armani Reed. That's out to the 35. It's a 7-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 1. 2:35 on the clock. Blue Devils got to get things moving if they want to get in the end zone before the halftime. Down to 2:20. White in the shotgun again. Facey next to him. Reed near side left. Now in motion to the right. And White again. Oh, he's under pressure. And they whistle him down at about the 25. Well, that was just a jailbreak there. And we got 3 Feehan players coming in on him. And this is going to bring up a 4th and 9 situation for the Devils. We'll have to see what they come up with a play call here. The last time they punted, Jordan Reed was blocked. And now Rayon Hall is back in the game. So that's a good sign for the Blue Devils special teams unit. They're going to punt McHale back at his own 40-yard line for the Shamrocks. Minute and 20 seconds on the clock. Hall takes a snap, gets it off. It's a low line drive kick, takes a Randolph bounce all the way down to the 30, 25, keeps rolling to the 20. And it's going to be downed just inside the 20. That's about a 50-yard kick when you include the roll, so good job by the Blue Devils and Rayon Hall. I'm sure they're glad to see him back in there. So with a minute and 6 seconds left in the first half, Bishop Feehan gets the ball back. They are leading 28-7 over the Blue Devils here on Thanksgiving Day. So Shamrock's ball, 1st and 10th, their own 19-yard line. Quarterback is number 10, Andrew Murphy. A little bit of confusion as to what's going on here. And they call timeout on the field, so still 1:06 on the clock. 28-7. All right, teams come back out on the field, 1:06 on the clock. And Murphy in at quarterback. It's 4th in motion. And the pass is to Douglas, and he's going to have a first down a little bit more. Down to the 31. It's going to be a gain of 12 and a first down. Murphy again in the shotgun. Pump fakes, comes near side. Corbacero, and he's out to the 34. That'll be a short gain of about 3. 2nd and 7, 35 seconds left on the clock. Feehan hurries it up. And Murphy spikes it with 27 seconds left in the half. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7 for the Shamrocks. Oh, and throws it up deep and completed somehow to Douglas. That's a 31-yard gain from Murphy to Douglas. So he had a nice nice pass rush, but he was able to avoid it and throw it up downfield, and nice completion into double coverage. Tackled by number 25, Xavier Collin. 17 seconds. "17 seconds left in the half. Feehan up 28-7, looking to add to it. So 1st and 10 at the Randolph 37. 17 seconds on the clock. Douglas is set up near side right. Murphy, the quarterback, under center. Corbacero in the backfield with McHale. And he fakes the handoff to McHale, throws it up deep, near side corner. He's got a man. And it's intercepted. Steps out of bounds. Collin intercepted. Nice defensive play there to stop that drive. So he threw it up and just a little short, but a great play to take it out of the hands of Firth, number 20, Firth. So with 9 seconds left on the clock, Randolph has the ball at their own 14-yard line. And probably time for just one play here, see what they try to do here. They got Estrella far side right. Nathan in the right slot, Facey in the backfield. Looks like they're probably going to try to throw it up. White in the shotgun. Throws it up deep for Estrella and incomplete. Two seconds left on the clock. So White now 6 of 11 for 34 yards and a touchdown. Facey leading the way on the ground, 7 carries for 29 yards. So 2 seconds left on the clock. This should be the last play of the half here. White in the shotgun to get 3 receivers wide right. And White throws it across the middle. And it's complete to Nathan. Gets out to the 47. And that's a gain of 38. But that's going to bring us to the end of the first half here. And the score is Bishop Feehan Shamrocks 28, the Randolph Blue Devils 7. That last play brings White's stats up 7 for 12 for 72 yards. And so that brings us to halftime here at Feehan High School. We're going to take a break for halftime, and we hope you stay tuned and join us back again for the third quarter. Thanks. That's fine. All right, folks, welcome back to the second half here at McGrath Stadium in Attleboro at Bishop Feehan High School. This is Larry Azer for Randolph Community Television, joined by Matt Fitzgerald and Stu Schoenfeld here on Thanksgiving Day. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining us and taking a little bit of time out of your schedule to join us for Blue Devils varsity football. Start of the third quarter coming up. Blue Devils are trailing 28-7 against the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks. And Feehan will receive to start the second half. Kicked off by Jordan Reed. It's a short one inside the 25. Douglas picks it up and runs out across the 40. And the Shamrocks will start 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line, going from right to left on the screen. Green jerseys with gold helmets and pants. Blue Devils, of course, in their blue unis. And right away, we have a flag on the play. And we have a penalty to start the third quarter It is a 5-yard penalty to start the third quarter. It'll be 1st and 15. And we're now pleased to be joined by our Randolph High School Athletic Director, Mike McGrath. How are you, Mike?
Hi, Larry. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks to you, too. And as we start off 1st and 15 here, Murphy pitches out to McHale, turns around the right side, gets out about the 45, and be a gain of about 8 or 9. So, as I mentioned, Mike, this is the first Thanksgiving meeting between these two schools. And how did this matchup come to be?
Well, as you know, last couple of years we've been playing Bridgewater and Raynham. Prior to that, we had Rockland. Rockland left us a couple of years back to play East Bridgewater. We picked up Bridgewater and Raynham. We came to the conclusion that probably wasn't the best team to play on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, those were a couple of tough games.
Yeah, and that was basically done out of necessity because neither of us had a Thanksgiving Day game at the time we scheduled them. So.
And McHale with a big gain there now, the 10. He could go all the way. Did he get in the end zone?
Yes, he did. No, 1 yard.
He's had the 1 yard line. Wow.
He's been.
It's about a 50-yard run for McHale. He's had a great game so far.
He's had a fantastic game for them. So, needless to say, we when Bridgewater and Raynham decided to play Brockton this year, Feehan had left their team they had been played, which was, I believe, Sandwich, and like us, was looking for a team. So we hooked up.
Now we're playing at McGrath Stadium, and is this your field, Mike?
I wish it was, but unfortunately it's not.
No, it's a great facility here. We got nice field here. We just walked in behind us and got a nice baseball field here. I think it's called Beach Field after an alumnus here.
Yes, it's they got a great complex here at Feehan. They do a nice job with their athletics as well as their academics.
And timeout on the field again. So it's 1st and goal at the 1. Now,
Pan to Mike.
Randolph. No, they want to get you on TV here, Mike.
Sorry.
We gotta. How does this turn? You gotta throw me a bone here, Stu.
He turned it off.
I turned it off. Is it on now?
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Here, just peek in. Just duck
There
down
we
there,
go.
Mike. That's Mike. Let's wave to everybody in TV land.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
That's Mike there. And Feehan drives it in. Corbacero dives in for a touchdown.
Another touchdown.
And we're told that's his first touchdown of the year. So now it's 34-7. So, so the football team today, notwithstanding, having a pretty good season here, Mike. 4-6, their best record in what, 6 years?
Since 2004, yeah, was the last time we had four wins in a season, and we were hoping for a better outcome today. Hopefully they can do something as they gain control of the ball for the second half here.
Well, it's now 35-7 with that extra point kick, and yeah, they had Devils coming into this game with a 3-game winning streak, a couple of exciting wins last week, an overtime win.
That was a fantastic game.
I can't remember the last time Blue Devils even played an overtime game.
It was great. It was a cold night. It was their homecoming for Case, and it was a fun. The kids did a great job. We were up in the game. Case came back, scored late in the game. We came back, scored. It was just a terrific game for all our kids, and they were real excited. That was probably one of the highlights of the season for the young men out there.
Yeah, it's a terrific accomplishment, and we mentioned earlier some of the other exploits of the fall sports, and top all that list is the boys soccer team.
Yeah, terrific year.
They had the best record in school history, right?
Best record in school history, 13-3-2. Lost the heartbreaker in the state tournament to Duxbury. They were ranked number 20 by the Boston Globe, which was another highlight. They had the leading scorer in the Patriot League, John Bangham. Bryce Menard, our goalkeeper, was one of the top goalkeepers in the league. They excelled. They were running on all cylinders at the end there. Unfortunately, we played Duxbury on our field out back because of the situation that happened at Belcher, and you know, it was a rainy day, very muddy, and just one of those things. We had a bad break, and that's pretty much how we lost that game.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And the incident you mentioned, there was some unfortunately some vandalism down at the Belcher Park complex, which is
Oh,
and it's complete to Estrella. He's going to go 35-30, 25-20. He's going to go all the way untouched.
No flags, no flags.
And that is a 72-yard touchdown run.
Did he just blow that? What is going on?
There's a replay on the play. It goes through one receiver and caught at the 45. They're bringing this back.
Why? What is going on?
Well, they're discussing this down the field.
Did you see anything? I didn't see anything.
I
don't see any flags in the field.
Well, look at the
They said
replay
an
again.
inadvertent whistle. I think they thought Nathan caught the ball. And it was
There's nothing here. Nobody is near White.
I don't know. Where is there anything right there? I don't see anything on the replay. That's completely ridiculous.
So trying to figure what's going on here. We have the booth official up here, and he's just really speculating as to what's going on. He's not in communication with the officials on the field.
This is unbelievable. The fumble down the end there, by the way, never got in.
Didn't look like it.
He fumbled the snap.
Yeah.
Our guys recovered the ball. He said that he fumbled after he crossed the goal line, but he fumbled the snap. I was standing right down there.
Oh, you could clearly see from this point of view he fumbled the snap.
That's two. That's just not right. Look at this. Are you kidding me?
And now Randolph ran a play with the referee off to the side, and chaos is ensuing in McGrath Stadium.
Unbelievable.
So that last pass play is going to be good for 30 yards.
Did we ever find out what the story was on that?
Inadvertent whistle. I don't know why they would blow a whistle there.
That's ridiculous.
White in the shotgun, takes a snap on second down, throws it up now for Estrella, and it's incomplete. This is a short pass and
looks like he didn't get enough air on the ball.
Incomplete, so 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 from the 42.
So at the 42. 8:58 on the clock here, and so I don't know why it's 3rd down, because they've only run one play.
Well, I think they counted that play that the official wasn't paying attention for.
Well, that's just absurd.
It is. But that just par for the course right now.
So White now in the shotgun, Reed in motion, and it's a direct snap to Feehan, and he fumbles it, and I think he's going to lose that one. That is number 77, Timothy McMacken. And Shamrocks recover at their own 47. So what could have been a touchdown for the Devils is now a turnover.
Took 7 points off the board, or at least 6 anyways.
Well, that's
just makes for a respectable game, and you know.
Well, that's certainly an unfortunate turn of events for the Devils there.
Absolutely, absolutely. You go from a nice long touchdown, probably would have been our longest touchdown pass of the season.
So it's now 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks at their own 47. Murphy to McHale, out across the 50 to the 47. It's O'Brien McHale.
He's having a tremendous game today.
Yeah, he's got 2 touchdown runs already.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of yards today.
So 2nd and 4.
Much time left.
And McHale wrapped up for a loss.
Nice job. Brandon Eady.
64, Brandon Eady, and a couple others in there.
We get a nice group of freshmen, sophomores and juniors that will be returning for next season, and I think pretty optimistic about next year with the kids that we have returning.
Yeah, we still got Brandon White. He's only a sophomore.
Brandon's a sophomore.
He's come along very nicely this year.
Brinston Facey comes back as a senior next year, number 44.
Facey's back, and Armani Reed is back.
Armani Reed's back.
So 2 of the big running backs.
David Fry in the line is back, 67.
So 3rd and 8 now. Murphy back to pass, but he
Draw.
McHale is short of the first down, though. Wrapped up by John Cisse. So it'll be 4th and 2.
Looks like they're going for it.
And 4th and 3, actually, here.
Punt.
So we mentioned this is the final game of the fall sports season, Mike, and winter sports start Monday.
Yes, Monday. All tryouts begin on Monday. Basketball, wrestling, swimming, indoor track for boys and girls, cheerleading. No flag out there.
So delay game penalty, knocking back 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 8. So we get now the winter sports season will be. We're looking forward to that because we've got the pool has had a lot of renovations to it.
Yes.
The new gym, so the basketball games will be down there as well. That's going to roll.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, and
Good job.
Estrella picks it up and gets out to the 15. So
Nice work.
he thought it was going to roll in the end zone, and it just died on the 1 or 2 yard line.
1 yard line, yeah. Yeah, we'll be moving on boys and girls basketball to the newly renovated poolside gym. I was just informed that we were granted a brand new. I just got a brand new scoreboard donated by Good Sports,
Excellent.
company out of Quincy that's very generous, and hopefully we'll have that. That'll be up by basketball season. Pool's been renovated as well, painted, repainted.
Like new ceiling.
Yeah, they took down the ceiling tiles and they
Yeah.
painted it. Put a new exhaust system in there, which was much needed.
White's pass to Duchesne, complete out to the 22.
It's 22.
It's a gain of 9 on the play, 2nd and 1. And so tryouts start Monday, and then practices. And when's the games actually get underway?
Most teams will begin about that 2nd or 3rd weekend. Nice job.
Nathan completes. Oh, and he gets down at the 38 and just bangs the ground in frustration.
I think he had some room ahead of him.
Oh, definitely.
Went to cut back and just slipped on the turf.
Gain of about 15.
Nice job. Brandon White's doing a nice job
He is,
putting
and,
the ball in the air.
And Nathan has done a nice job catching the ball out of the backfield.
Really
5
has.
catches for 87 and a
for him.
touchdown.
Good for him.
Reed now motion to the near side right. White again back to pass.
Throw.
Oh!
You gotta throw.
And he's going to get wrapped
All
up.
right, okay.
Taken down at about the 30.
Yeah, just that last double, that hitch right at the end there.
See, they're going a couple times, then he feels the pressure and just able to bring it back in.
Right.
So 2nd and 17 for the Devils here. 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
I'd like to get a score on the board right here.
So now we have Estrella near side right. Val in the slot. Reed in motion left to right. White in the shotgun again, takes a snap. Avoids the rush, ducks under, and is brought down near the line of scrimmage. Loss of a couple.
They're bringing the pressure right now.
Yeah, Feehan definitely not letting up here with a 28-point lead.
So we got third down.
Third and about 19.
20 yards to go.
So now the, speaking of the winter season, the track team, they two-time defending league champions, right?
Boys indoor track are two-time defending track Patriot League champions, as well as state Division III runner-ups.
So what's the forecast for the track team this year?
They look good. They look real good. I'm very optimistic on their chances. There it goes.
White deep to Estrella, and it's intercepted. And picked off by number 6, Joseph Agnello on the turnover. You see there on the replay, just a little bit underthrown and intercepted. And
was that third down right there?
That was
third down.
Third. So now Feehan takes over, 1st and 10 at their own 38.
So the boys indoor track season should be pretty competitive. We get some terrific returners from last year, and some kids that we're going to be counting on to step up and fill the shoes of those that graduated. This kid's just running.
McHale up the middle, spins around, cross midfield, 1st down and more. Gain of about 15. And how did the basketball teams look?
Basketball.
I know they were up and coming last year.
Yeah, boys basketball last year finished 9-11, girls 8-10.
Yep.
So we actually, both teams have an opportunity if they work hard, and I think they will, and they have been. I know the kids have been working on their own pretty diligently throughout the fall season. But nice job. They have an opportunity to make the state tournament this year, both teams.
Well, that'd be great. The boys had a run a few years back, I think 3 years in a row in the tournament, then had a couple of down years and came close last year.
Right.
And, the girls team has been coming on for a couple of years now.
I think, last year was a nice job by Coach Beach, and the girls did a good job to get to eight wins. We had more kids in our program. I think this year might even be better. Wrestling is another one you want to keep an eye on. Wrestling has just about all the returns from last year's team.
Yeah, they had a real young team last year, if I remember. And,
very young team, lots of numbers, and you watch. They're going to do very well this year, especially in some of those invitationals that they'll be part of throughout the season. I think we'll see a lot of our kids place very high. And as we move into the states at the end of the year, you'll see some of our kids start placing in states.
Well, certainly long tradition of success in wrestling at Randolph High School, going back to the 80s and 90s.
We had a lot of banners up there, and we certainly want to get back to that if we can. Nice job right there.
Ball care wrapped up again. I think that's Duchesne in there. He's been all over the defensive side of the ball.
He's had a nice game today.
He's just been playing absolutely terrifically. And so it's 4th and 8. And we got some of the Feehan announcers over here talking about Duchesne too.
Yeah, he's
you're having a good game when the opponents are talking about you.
Absolutely.
So it's 4th and 8 on the punt, and gets
nice
it off
punt.
A nice one.
Nice.
Straight takes it at the 15, reverses field out at the 20, and gets out to about the 21.
Okay.
So a nice defensive stand by the Blue Devils there.
Kids are playing well this half. they're having a good half right now.
Well, it's the final game of the season, and the Blue Devils were scheduled to be in, I guess, the first Independent Bowl, or
Yes.
or something like that?
Yep, it was going to be the Independence Bowl. Was supposed to be played next Friday evening, and it was for the 4 teams that are currently in independent status right now in football, which would have been us, Nauset, Case, and Cape Cod Tech. We were scheduled to play Cape Cod Tech, and if you remember, that was one of our victories this year. It was a 7-6 hard-fought victory. Great game for both teams. Unfortunately, we were actually ready to play. We were planning on it, and Cape Cod Tech had some. Keep on going, Paris.
There's Nathan picking up a first down. He's just having a tremendous game.
He's having a great game.
Catching the ball. That's about a 15-yard gain for Nathan, and that puts him over 100 yards receiving.
Wow, good for him. He's worked hard. He's a first-year player. I'm sure you know that already.
Yeah, first year, and he's a senior as a first-year player, which is
great.
Unusual. So 1st and 10 out to the 36. Wait again with a pass. That's complete. Oh my goodness!
Wow. That was quite a hit.
Reed catches it, but he's nailed. That's about a 4-yard gain, though. Let's take another look at this one. You see it down the bottom of your screen. Look at Reed catch it on the 40, and right in the chest.
That's great concentration by Amani, though. He probably hears those footsteps coming in. He just focused on the ball and brought it down with him.
Reed, one of the captains as a junior.
Yes, he'll be back as a captain next year. And he's done a really nice job as a captain. He's one of those kids that shows up every day, works exceptionally hard at practice.
So White again in the shotgun. He's got the pass rush and gets it off to Facey and across the 50 and more.
Wow, they're doing a nice job moving the ball in the air.
It's a 14-yard gain. And Reed, even though he was a junior, was probably slated to be one of the top running backs coming into the season based on past performance. But then you've got the 2 newcomers in Facey and Nathan coming in as seniors and handed the bulk of the duties.
Yeah,
Reed seems to have fallen a little bit into that Kevin Falk type of role, maybe.
He does. That's exactly one. That's a great way to put it. He's done a nice job when called upon. He's the guy that delivers. And if you notice, he's got some long runs, some big touchdowns.
Yeah, he's done a really great job. And we see him. He's in motion most of the time, and
does blocking. He's a big blocker.
Yeah, you've seen him on special teams, and that's a great tribute to him coming in. Like I said, junior coming in, but had some experience there. Was named a captain, and he's had some other kids come in and have obviously great year as well. But he's done a really terrific job.
He certainly has
in the role he's played.
He certainly has. Actually, all the seniors, the leadership that they've had at the senior level this year has been one of the best I've seen in the 3 years that I've been here at Randolph. Dwayne Whitfield, Tommy Nugent.
Whitfield had a little profile on him in the, I think it was the Randolph Herald.
Yes.
Team switch up sides for the 4th quarter, and there's Reed again.
Amani
Speaking
right
of the devil.
Yep.
Little profile on Dwayne Whitfield in the Thanksgiving preview.
He's a great kid. He's a tremendous kid who's really excelling in the football field. I think as he moves on to his college career, wherever it may be, I'm sure he's going to do very, very well.
So Randolph picks up another first down. They're at the Feehan 36.
They're moving the ball very well in the air.
They are. White is doing a really nice job.
There
and
it is.
Again,
Paris Nathan again.
Nathan across the middle.
Jeez.
That has just been a terrific weapon for the Blue Devils today as he picks up 7.
Wow. You said he was over 100 last
He's
catch?
got 7 catches for 109 and a touchdown.
Good for him.
And so 2nd and 3, White again in the shotgun, looking for Reed again. Complete, but maybe a yard.
Yeah. Like he got hit again pretty hard.
Yeah, Reed's taking a licking, but he keeps on ticking.
I tell you, he's not afraid to go over the middle or catch that ball, which is pretty impressive on his part.
So now 3rd and 3. Got Estrella far side right, Nathan in the right slot with Vival and Facey in the backfield. White again, shotgun. Looking deep towards the end zone. He's got a man and overthrown for Estrella.
What the hell? Hey, Brandon White's done a very nice job throwing the ball today.
Yeah, he's done well. I don't know at halftime he was 7 out of 12, but he's picked up a lot here in the second half.
I just mentioned Brian. Brian is his older brother, who is a junior and is injured right now with a knee injury.
Yeah.
And then they have Brent coming up next year.
Yeah, I met him a few weeks ago.
Yes, you have.
And he was looking forward to it.
I'm sure.
It's coming up.
I'm sure.
So 4th and 4, Devils go for it on 4th down. White throws it, and
did he catch it? Faval caught it. That's a heck of a catch right there. First down.
That is complete.
Nice job, John Faval.
Wow.
John Faval's a senior. This may be his first or second catch of the year. It might be his first catch.
Yeah,
catch of the year.
We have not called his number a lot.
And I'll tell you, if that's his first catch of the year, that's one heck of a catch.
It is, yeah. So first down on the 24-yard line. 3 receivers on the right. White again going to the far corner. He's got a man and
a little too much.
Overthrown again to Estrella. Now, speaking of injuries, we saw Rayon Hall missed a couple of series there. Was that an injury situation, do you know? Or
I don't know. I was not over at the bench at that time.
Because that was the blocked punt was on Jordan Reed was kicking that. So we suspected that Hall had been out on injury, but he's come back in since then. So
yeah, I didn't see that particular series.
It led.
Do you see him out? He's actually not on the.
Yeah, it was a blocked punt on, and it ended up.
Oh, that's the
leading
touchdown.
To a touchdown.
We were talking about, correct.
And
another nice catch.
That is Jordan Smith.
No catch. Incomplete.
So it's incomplete. It's 3rd and 10 at the 24. 9 minutes left on the clock. Still 35-7.
They're playing hard right to the end.
Yeah, they are. Like I said, with the with the cancellation of that game next week, this is their last game for the seniors. We saw it's last game for Bishop Feehan too. They had their senior recognition before the game and at halftime for their band and color guard.
I did see that. Oh, nice.
So there's Rayon Hall.
There's Rayon. Looks to be okay. Nice catch. This may be our offense next year. Through the air.
So that's a catch.
This is actually very encouraging to see this. It's very nice to see.
And of course, it's being Thanksgiving Day, and Brandon White got his first varsity start last Thanksgiving.
Yes, he did.
As a freshman, filling in for Christian Lopez, who was out.
He was thrown into a tough situation, and he did a very nice job. And he's just taking the bull by the horns this season, and he's done a nice job.
4th and 5 now. Again, looking for a receiver. Throws it towards the end zone. Jordan Smith. Oh, it's incomplete.
He had to reach back across his body to catch that.
Yeah, we're taking a look at this plane to see White rolling out. Plenty of time to throw here, and nice throw. And Smith makes a great athletic attempt at that, and just broken up.
Yep.
Good defensive play there. And as you mentioned, great cam work, and great to have the super slow slow-mo replay. You can really get a nice look at that.
The guys that are working the camera and in the truck are doing a great job as usual out in their Thanksgiving morning. Coming over here.
So Shamrocks take over on downs, 1st and 10 at their own 19. Murphy's still in the game at quarterback, and flag on the play.
Murphy is actually a neighbor of mine.
Oh, really?
He is. He lives in Franklin.
Aha. Well, he missed a series or two
It looked like he hurt his
early in the
ankle
game.
early,
Yeah, he was played down here by the end zone, and he came out for a series or two. And looks like they're warming up, getting ready to warm up their backup, Romero, who came in and on his first carry put in for a touchdown. And
I did see that.
there were a couple of the kids up here in the booth, one of the injured players, and a few others who were just having a good time with that one.
It's a big thrill on Thanksgiving Day.
And
big thrill anytime, but on Thanksgiving Day it's a little extra special.
So now it's handed off and out to the 15. So here's the stats on Brandon White. Not that I got a minute to add him up. 18 for 29.
Wow.
187 yards.
Good for him.
That might be the most prolific passing performance by a Blue Devils quarterback
quite some time.
Quite a long time.
I bet.
Quite some time.
And we may get a couple more series too.
Oh
so.
yeah. See if we can get him up over 200.
Nice.
Yeah, this is Blue Devils only have 8 carries for 28 yards so far, outweighing them on the passing side of the ball, and it's not often you see that for most high school teams in general, but for Blue Devils in particular.
Yeah, because we're predominantly obviously a run first offense, but they were packing it in up front. I mean, obviously they've watched some tape on us,
right?
As we we exchanged films with them last week. They obviously know about both our runners, so they did a nice job with the defensive game plan.
So pitched outside, trying to turn the corner.
Yeah, slid.
And should be short of a first down, be about 4th and 3 or so. Down at the 25-yard line. 6 minutes to go. Feehan still with the 35-7 lead. And they're going to punt.
Looks it.
Estrella back for the Devils. And kicks it away from with the rolls at the 50, 45, and goes out of bounds at the 46.
We have a couple flags on the field.
We had several, yeah. We had the one down here when it went out of bounds, but another one. We're going to have a little conversation here about this.
It's not on us. They owe us a few.
I think so, yeah. Got a 28-point lead with 5:45 to go. Let's cut him a break. See what the call is here.
Chop block.
Against the Devils. Huh.
Wow. See that again.
Well, it wasn't even a run back, so.
I know, really. The ball went right out of bounds pretty immediately.
So they're going to mark this back. The ball went out of bounds at the Randolph 46. And that'll be, or the Randolph 44, rather. So that'd be a 15-yard penalty. So the Devils will start 1st and 10 at their own 29. Well, all right. Well, we got in front of us here the Bishop Feehan Marching Band, and
sounds like they're gonna start playing soon.
look, they're getting a little warmed up. Don't get carried away yet, guys. Remember when we used to play Rockland, they had a pretty good marching band, and they were a little cocky too. They were a cocky group there. They would start playing, you know, na 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 na, hey hey.
Oh, would they really?
With about 5 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me.
Nah, but we got them good one year. They were, if if they had beaten us on Thanksgiving, they would have gone to the playoffs. And we whipped them pretty good, knocked them out.
Is that right?
And then the next year they came back and with a vengeance and beat us by about 40.
I'm sure
But that was a tough rivalry.
I'm sure the turkey tasted well good that day.
That did, yeah. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was in Rockland that we beat them.
Is that right?
To knock them out of the playoffs. It was somewhere in the mid-90s. And, yeah, that was a good one. Here we go. Is Jordan Smith.
Jordan Smith again with a nice
catch out
catch.
to the 35.
What, 6 yards on that?
And then there was another year down in Rockland. It had snowed the night before, and they had plows plowing off the field, and they had kids in their football uniforms shoveling off.
Is that right?
Yeah, shoveling off the yard lines. A lot of interesting things going on Thanksgiving. So White back to pass. Oh, no, and incomplete for Smith, and fortunately it deflected up in the air, but not caught by anybody. So 4th and 4. So now I know this is the first matchup. Do we see this continuing? I know, like in college football, you sign contracts with like BC and Notre Dame, sign contracts and stuff. And
we did speak about this prior to signing on with Feehan, and it's trying to find a Thanksgiving Day game with all the rivalries out there.
Yeah.
Massachusetts high school football, generally Thanksgiving.
Is it direct snap to?
So you got the first down though.
Estrella on the direct snap.
But it's extremely difficult to find teams. I was checking with everybody last year, and it's very difficult to find teams to play on Thanksgiving. So I'd like to see us. I'd like another shot at them.
Well, like you said, Mike, with the rivalries, it takes two to tango. So when Rockland and Randolph split up 3 years ago, that created another opening.
Right.
And you get a sort of a domino effect there.
Well, what happened was East Bridgewater used to play Bridgewater.
Right.
East Bridgewater beat Bridgewater, and then the next year they went and played Rockland.
Yeah.
So, and then which left Bridgewater looking for a team to play. And we were open when Rockland said they wanted to go to play East Bridgewater. So, like you said, it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
I think these guys were playing Sandwich in the past, and I think Sandwich looked to. That's kind of a long.
And that's kind of because normally you get teams very close in proximity, like typically neighboring towns,
right,
or at least within the same league or something. So yeah, that's kind of an odd matchup here with Sandwich. And, actually, we played Sandwich for a number of years in the ACL.
ACL, right.
And Nauset was in the ACL and so on. So and go back to when I was in Randolph High in the 80s, we played Bridgewater Raynham in the Old Colony League.
Old Colony, that's right. I've seen the banners up
so,
there.
back when there was Plymouth Carver High School.
Oh, yeah, jeez.
Which is now 3 separate high schools.
Yeah, that's right.
Between Plymouth North, South, and Carver. That just tells you how much that area has grown.
I mean, in a perfect world, you'd like to play a team that's close proximity to your school. I look at it, perfect people we would love to play is a Blue Hills, someone like that. Or,
certainly, with especially considering how many Randolph kids there. Yeah,
kids exactly that play over there.
And
so.
there were a couple of years, not on Thanksgiving, but that we did play Blue Hills, in a non-league matchup, and it was always a great game, just because all the kids knew each other.
I think the stands would be chock full of people.
And White now looking back to pass. He's got Smith.
Nice try.
Just misses him.
Nice try. But we'll probably revisit this at the end of the season. I'll talk with Paulo Boy, the athletic director at Bishop Feehan, and we'll see where we go from there.
Now, as far as the season in general, do we see the Devils going back into the Patriot League next year, or staying independent? Or is that still TBD?
That's still, we're scheduled to go back full force into the Patriot League next season. Um, but we're gonna look into that a little bit further.
So now it's 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to White, and again Smith with a leaping catch for about 7. Yeah, it's it's, having followed the not only Randolph athletics, but just the area in general, and there's so many of the teams and divisions and changing. They said back we were in the OCL, then in the ACL, then the Patriot League, but a lot of the teams have been the same. Like Hingham's in the Patriot League, Duxbury, they used to be in the OCL back in the day. Situate, a lot of these teams, they may jump leagues and change around, and it all ends up.
We all end up playing each other.
It all ends up being a lot of the same teams anyway. So.
I mean, my number one goal.
Hall,
nice catch.
Close to a first down.
My number one goal is to allow our kids to be competitive in every sport that we participate in, and the success, is something that is extremely important in high school athletics, in my opinion. And I think that's, I have to look at that first and foremost. Sometimes, when we're discussing what league we're going to go into, are we going to stay in the Patriot League? Are we going to consider going independent? Are we going to look at other leagues, which is, a lot. Sometimes you have to wait a lot of people say, yeah, can you look at the Mayflower League or look at some of these other leagues, and they're not looking to add on.
Well, that's the thing. Good point there is that you can't just join a league. There's the ADs, I guess, or the principals have to vote to accept you into the league.
Right.
There's Facey with a nice run on first down to get a first down.
A lot of time they have to have an opening. Someone's leaving. Like we just lost Rockland from the Patriot League. They went to the South Shore League. So Situate dropped off to our side of the league into the Fisher division from the Keenan division, which is the large side. So now the large side is minus a large school.
Right, and that's the other key with leagues and divisions is enrollment. It's based on the enrollment of what boys and girls and.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Keenan division in the Patriot League, and everybody's well over 1,000. Nice.
And a great catch over the middle. It's again Jordan Smith down to the 10. So it's a gain of 15.
And then on our side of the league, the Keenan division, we're still one of the smaller teams. Just Situate's larger than us. Hanover's the only one that's smaller than us currently.
Yep.
Obviously, Quincy has quite a few people.
Yeah. Pembroke obviously is up and growing.
Well over 1,000.
And another one of those. Talk about expansion. You mentioned Plymouth Carver is now 3 high schools. Pembroke used to be part of Silver Lake.
Right.
They grew out and became their own. So as southeastern Massachusetts just has expanded population-wise over the last 20 some odd years down that the Route 3 area, and it's in particular and in some ways along the 495, Bellingham, Franklin, Middleborough, just in that area. A lot of those communities have expanded,
yes.
And either the high schools have just grown in size, or, like we said, many of these cases with Silver Lake, Plymouth Carver have detached a regional arrangement, created their own high schools, or one has split into 2.
Right.
And so as those grow, those have effects on enrollment, obviously, in leagues, and so you see every year or two there's always somebody looking to move.
Changing, right.
And like you said, the name of the game is competitiveness, and ultimately the big pie adds up to a 500 record. So one team wins, somebody else loses, but you want to keep it close. And
I mean, I'm a league person, but I want to see our kids. Experience success, and in every sport, and that's so important in the high school experience. It's tough if you go out and you've got to play a Duxbury on a regular basis, or Hingham, or a Silver Lake who has twice the amount of kids as our school does. It's tough to compete against those teams.
No, absolutely. As we get winded down here, 8 seconds left.
One more play.
And so with the loss here today, Devils will fall to 4-7. Still, pretty good record. Like I said, best record in 6 years. 3-game winning streak is broken, and even some of the losses that they had, especially earlier in the year, to Sharon, Watertown, Quincy, Southeastern, were all within a touchdown or two. At the Sharon game, they were actually leading in the fourth quarter, and definitely was a winnable game there. So 4-7. You look at it in a vacuum and say, oh yeah, not a great year, but considering where this team has come from,
where they were last year
is
compared
leaps
to
and bounds.
Absolutely.
Certainly should be considered a very successful season, and I think even record aside, you mentioned earlier about the
Get it.
it's a live ball and 3 seconds on the clock,
That may be it.
and I think they're gonna call that. That's gonna be the game there. 35-7's the final, but last point I was going to make there is you mentioned this the senior leadership there. Certainly, this has been from my observer perspective, certainly one of the best teams in quite a while. We've seen a lot of negative news lately about some things going on in other towns.
Right.
Particularly with student athletes, and you just don't see that.
Look at it. Lining up.
You just
yeah, they've
you just don't see that in Randolph. You get some top-notch quality student athletes who
the sportsmanship
who
that
represent
I've seen
well
this year from all our falls teams, and we'll talk about football right now, has been tremendous. I mean, I've received a number of compliments from referees, other athletic directors on hey, your kids exhibited great sportsmanship. Did a nice job on the field, and that's very important.
And we've known, we go in the hallways and you see just and banners and plaques of sportsmanship awards, and a lot of those came in years when, the team might have won 1 game, 2 games.
They were lean years.
They were tough years, and in such adversity to exhibit good sportsmanship. And so now, even as we're starting to see success with the soccer teams and the track teams, and even the football team has had a pretty good year, you're still seeing that continue.
Right.
So the attitude has remained consistent and exemplary, regardless of the result, which is certainly a credit to the character of the players, the coaches, and everybody involved in the program. So, well, a disappointing loss here this morning, Mike. 35-7 on Thanksgiving Day.
It's a tough one.
But a good turnout nonetheless. Brandon White had a career day, I think.
Well.
Doing a great job. Paris Nathan did a terrific job catching the ball.
Kids did a nice job in the second half of this game.
Yep.
Staying right with it right till the end, and that's important. That's something that hopefully they can build upon for next season.
Yeah, certainly a lot to build on. A lot of positives to come out of the season. So
faces.
Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us. You want to flip us up? There we go. So we want to thank our athletic director, Mike McGrath, for joining us again this morning. We appreciate taking the time out on a Thanksgiving morning. And on behalf of Matt Fitzgerald, who's been up on the roof all morning, and Stu Schoenfeld, who's been in the nice toasty van all day. Want to there he is. There's Stu. Happy Thanksgiving.
There he is.
Eating his donut. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us here on RCTV. And Mike, thanks again for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you in the winter season.
Same here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.